Hi, my name is Monica and welcome to the mat. Today I thank you for joining me. Today we're going to work on an hour-long session with focus on the root chakra or the grounding area. So if you're familiar with the root chakra, these are energy vortexes that sit along the spine, right? And a lot of nerves, many nerves connect along the spinal area. So it consists of like 7 different energy vortexes or areas. The main one sitting at the root, that sits at the tailbone of the spine. So our target today is to make that area healthy. That is the area that is, it supports your sense of connectedness to the earth. It supports your sense of feeling secure, connected, again, grounding, sense of security. And when that area is out of balance, we have that sense of insecurity. We have that sense of not being connected, right? Which could also cause physical issues like hip pain, lower back pain, emotional issues, right? Like a sense of feeling unstable, I guess you can say. Unstable is the word I'm looking for, right? Which could cause anxiety or depression. So our goal today is to work that area. And remember, if you can get into these poses, go there. But you go to where your pose tells you, right? Even though I'm guiding your body in a particular way, if your body says stop, this is where I am, that's where I want you to stop. It's important that you listen to your body throughout the practice. Always listen to our body, right? The goal is to improve the health and strength and flexibility of the body, not to cause it pain, right? We don't want to reverse in what we're doing. We want to move forward and release a lot of stiffness and tightness in our hips and other areas of our body to have a healthier whole body. So again, it's important to listen to your body. Use your props. I have a blanket. I have a block. They have purposes. If I'm getting into a position where I feel like it's a little extra strain for me and I can't quite reach the floor, right? No problems. If I'm going down here, I use a blanket to get there and support me. It's important that you use your support. Without a blanket, some can go down if your body's ready for it, if it's there. Some we have to stop here. And do know that's okay. That is okay. When we stop where our body tells us to stop, it allows for more opening in the body as well, in the muscles. So it's important that we stop and we don't strain. It's okay to use blocks and support. We said that before. So we're going to get started. We're going to come into meditation, a simple seated meditation where we're going to get connected with our breath. Make a connection with our breath. So take your blanket or your block there. We're going to come to sitting on the blanket. Remember, yoga is not a competition, right? This is your journey. Your journey. And you take as much time as you need on your journey to have a successful yoga journey. Remember to breathe. That's what we're going to, when you get into tight spots in your session, if you feel like you're losing ground, you're losing breath connection, stop until you regain that connection again with the breath. It's important that we continue to breathe so that we bring in the oxygen needed, the nutrients needed, right, in the body so that we can move the body. And then we expel that stuff that we no longer need or want in our body. So the exhalation is just as important as the inhalation. So again, if we're moving through it, the sessions become quite intense. And again, you're losing ground. You can come to what's called a child's pose, as I went earlier. Stay here until you feel like you've gained the connection with your breath again and you're ready to move forward. Or you can just stop altogether until you feel like you're ready to move forward. So let's get started. An hour-long session. We're going to start with connecting with the breath. The phase is going to move with making a connection with the breath, noticing the breath, moving into the warm-up phase where we move the spine in different directions. And then we start the teaching part of the phase. We do that, and then we're going to reach our climax pose called the Cobra pose. From there, we're going to start slowing the body down, coming to a place of stillness and total rest, which is Shavasana. It's going to last about 7 minutes. And here we go. We're going to start with the meditation piece of getting to know the breath. So if you will, sit cross-legged or Sukhasana. If this is uncomfortable, you can stretch the legs out. Put a block or blanket underneath to give it that added support. Okay, so that's a modification. Come to sitting. The tailbone is making a connection with the earth. It's not rigid, we're just noticing that the tailbone is making a connection with the earth. Slightly engage the lower belly. Feel the energy run up the spine to the shoulders. The shoulders come back in alignment. The back of the neck is nice and long. And the chin drops. This is Jarandala Bandha. This is a throat lock. It's very gentle, it's not rigid. Lifting the energy up through the tailbone. Again, following the same path, engaging the lower belly. Energy comes up the spine. The shoulders are aligned. Feeling the straightness in your spine. I want you to open your eyes. Find you a spot that's in front of you. That's going to be your gazing spot. It doesn't matter. Anything that's in front of you, any object, any spot on the wall, you gaze at that spot. Lift the eyebrows a little and gaze at that spot. Try not to blink it. Try not to blink as much. Have control over your blinking. Your mind starts to concentrate. Check in with your belly. Make sure there's a soft engagement. Your drishti. Feel the breath as it comes in and out the body. It causes the diaphragm to lift a little bit when you breathe in. It engages when you breathe out. But the breath is automatically happening in the body. And we don't have to control it. Recognize it. Know the benefits of it, the nourishment that it brings into the body as oxygen is entered. The body automatically expels what is no longer needed. Connect to it. Appreciate it. Know that it's there for your using. Next, as we start to move to warm the body, we're going to meet up with that connection again throughout. And as we start the teaching phase of the session, we're going to again meet up with that breath. You have your playlist going. I've sent you a playlist. So we have the music going softly as we do the session. The first song is about to end. Sway the upper body back and forth just a little, slight sway. Let's change the cross of the legs, right? If it gets tired, change the cross. Extend them out. Again, we want to be comfortable. Swaying the upper body back and forth. A little bit more swaying. Rounding of the back. There you go. Rounding. So one shoulder lifts, the other shoulders lift. The other shoulder, we're just slightly round in the back. Lifting that shoulder to the ear. Ready? Up, up. Women, men, but women, we're doing some yoga. Slide the arm down the knees, the hand down the knees. There you go. We're going to inhale. We're moving the arms up. And then guess what? We're folding over just at the shoulder blades. And then we're stretching our arms out. We're opening the arms out. Yeah, and then we're bringing the palms forward, ladies. There you go. Now let's press the back. Inhale. Find the connection with that breath. That quiet breath that is happening. We're going to work our way back up with the arms. So inhale. Open the arms up. Bring them together. And then a slight round in the back. This is our cat pose while we're rounded in the back. Inhale, start to come over. Arms open. Palms face back and up. And then we engage the root chakra as we come back to sitting. Placing the hands on the knees. We're just a little bit straighter than once we were before. I want you to lead with the head. Come around to the opposite shoulder. Lean with the head. Let the head follow, the forehead follow. And come up. Lean again. Let the forehead follow. You're getting a neck stretch. You're rolling the head to the opposite side. Stay forward. And keep leading with the head and going over to the other ear. Yeah. Lean. Head going forward. Now I want you to reach your arms out. And it's like your head is going towards your tailbone. Your tailbone is coming towards your head. And this is where if you need the support, right? Take your block and place it there. Maybe on the highest setting. Give yourself some support. Now I want you to lead with the crown of the head. Start to lift up. Inhale. Inhale. Start to lift up. The arms are straight up. And then you exhale. With further stretching out the spine, you see. Kind of wiggle your body just a little to get nice and long on the side. And then on the inhale, engage your belly, engage your belly, engage your belly, engage your belly as you bring the hands down. And then you place your palms backwards, yeah? Where are we going? It's like we're reaching for both hands in the back. And they might not meet there, that's okay. Put a strap between both hands. Engage the belly. This is the teaching part. Now we moved on to the teaching. So you're engaging the belly and you're pressing the navel back as though someone has like a fist in it, right? And is really pushing it back. As both arms come in front of you and your head goes down, only to go back to that same block. Engage the belly. Open the arms. Hands down. Place the hands next to your hips. And then I want you to roll your upper back as you engage the belly, and then you come up. We're just a little bit taller again. So let's make our way now. We're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. Keep your support with you. Got your support? We can move our support here on the side. Keep it handy in case we need it. So we're on all fours. Our knees are underneath our hips. Our shoulders are over our wrist. We have to bring the wrist back a little bit so that we can keep the hips over the knees. We're engaging the belly, and so we're coming into a flat back. Rock a little forward. Engage, rock a little back. Now we're going to straighten one leg out because we're going into downward facing dog. Straighten the other leg out, and here we go, downward facing dog. I want you to engage the energy that is in your diaphragm area. Engage it, engage that part of the belly. Bring the hips forward. Bring the knees down. Bring the spine up into a curve. We're already into cobra, yes? So let's engage the hips. Let's press the knee into the floor with the toes are tucked under. And then we're pressing back up into downward facing dog. Using the palms of your feet to press up. Your thigh automatically engages. While it's engaged, bring the feet back down. Downward facing dog. The back is long. The feet are pressing toward the floor. You're on the pads of your feet though. The heels are up. The body's now coming forward into a plank. Engage the hips. Rolling back on the balls of the feet. We bring the head now back to the pelvic. It's like it's looking toward the pelvic. And the pelvic want to make its way to the head, so it walks forward. Hands walk back to meet the feet. Pressing the heels into the floor. Not pressing the whole feet into the floor. Bring the palms of the hand together. Engage the lower belly. Start to straighten the spine. Engage the hips. And then we'll come to standing. Inhale. Readjust. Your knees are placed underneath your hips now. You have prayer hands. You engage in your glutes. Engage your glutes. As you engage your glutes, you're pressing up through the bottom of the feet. The arms are now coming up. Engage our elbows. Engage the kneecap. Now we just lengthen our spine right here. We just lengthen our spine. Kind of grip the mat a little bit with your toes, but not too much of a grip. You want to notice that that mat is there. This is your equal standing. We're stacking our hips. We're opening the body to breathe. The shoulders, the hands are over the shoulders. The body's long. Look up. Now we're going to make our way to forward fold from here. So let's kind of stretch the body up. Stretch the body up from the hips. Bend the knees. Bring the head back straight. Engage the lower belly. Drop the hips. Push the hips back. We'll enter chair pose right here. Engage the elbows so the arms go a little bit straighter. They're starting to fold over. Engage your belly. Engage your belly, the diaphragm, the energy of the diaphragmatic area. And you're over. If you need support here, block. Support. Your hands are placed on the blocks. Again, we realign so the shoulders are over the wrist. The knees are over the ankles. The hips are flexed. Engage in the belly. Round the back up, the upper back, and allow the hands now to come down even more to the floor. The wrist has a slight curve in it. Bend the knees. Prayer hands. Fold over. Bend the knees. We're going to slowly come up, using the strength of the knees. Engage the lower belly and stretch it up. Engage your glutes. That's supporting your lower body, supporting that lower spinal area, that chakra area. So engage your glutes. And this is stimulating the energy that we talked about that sits along the spinal area, that root energy, right? Engage. Make that energy more healthier so that it works for us. It's a gentle engagement, kind of like your butt cheeks are squeezing, but you're supporting that spine. Let's turn face forward. Keep your block handy. Both your feet are pointed forward, right? You're pressing your heels into the floor. And what we're going to do on the next inhale, we're going to come down, but it feels like we're bringing the hips forward. We're getting them even with the ankles. Now what we're doing is pressing the hips back, lifting the toes, and then folding over, placing the feet back down. The hands go to the floor. Engage, lift the back shoulders up toward the ears, and squat down a little bit more. So see, we just pull the spine upward to straighten it out, yes? Push through the legs. Open the feet out a little bit more, gain stability. into your heels. Place your hands down. Press up on the heels only to turn the foot forward even more. Well, now you feel more of the pad of the feet. The hands are back underneath the shoulders here. Yep. Once we do that, let's squat a little bit. Inhale. Squat, continue to breathe. We're going to work our way out of this. So let's come up slowly. Pivot the back foot. Place the hand on the front knee. And then we're going to lean sideways, like we're doing a side stretch. Pressing into the back foot. The back side of the foot starts to come up. Bring the other arm up, so we're going into warrior one. We're bending that knee a little bit more in the front. Pressing into the pad of both feet. Straighten the front knee. Lift up from the waist. And then bend the front knee some more. Face forward again. Down one more time. Elbow down. The top arm is up. You bring it over a little bit more. You kind of make it a V shape with your back leg and your top arm. Lifting up through. Now let's go over. Foot side stretch. Feeling your groundedness in the floor, that connection. We're making a connection here. Top arm down. Pivot on the back foot, right? And then inhale, arm up. I want you to exhale, come down. Inhale, we're going to bring the back leg up to meet the front foot. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale. Inhale, start to come up. Walk to standing. Exhale, put the palms together. Inhale, we're moving on to more flow of the yoga. Exhale, arms up. Palms face up. Inhale, we're going to stretch back. Exhale. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, let's fold over. Inhale. Place your hands on your shins, kind of creating a flat back. Exhale, look down. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, we're into forward fold. Inhale, one leg back. The other leg back. Exhale, we're into downward facing dog. You see how we're getting here now? We're moving with the breath now. Inhale, walk your hands back. Exhale. Inhale, come up into chair pose, arms up. Engage those glutes. Exhale right here. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale when you're making up to your mountain. Inhale, clasp the hands. Exhale, extend even further. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, we're going into chair. Inhale, straighten, fold over. Exhale, we've completed that pose. Now we're into forward fold. Inhale, one hand down, the other hand down. Exhale while we're right here. The next inhale, step out, step out. We're back into downward facing dog here. Engage the glutes. Engage the glutes. Bring the hands back toward the feet. Exhale. Inhale, pressing up through the energy of the pelvic. Bringing the arms up. Lifting the toes, sitting back into our chair. We just got deeper into our chair, right? On the next inhale, we're going to go forward folding. Forward fold. Head comes down toward the knees. Inhale, spine is straight. We're coming up. We're making our spine even straighter. We're clasping our hands once again, and we're exhaling as we do a slight back bend, lifting up from the lower body. Inhale, with that stretch, start to go over. Bend the knees slightly, go over. And then we're back into forward fold. And the shoulders are in external rotation at this point. We're going to move our blanket out of the way. I'll just keep it handy. Walking the hands forward. Take your left leg and extend it out. The right knee drops. The back knee drops. Inhale. Open out. the right knee to give you some room there to get down low. Stretching out that growing area here. Stretch that out on the extended leg. Bring the hands in so your shoulders is over the wrist. The knee comes open as much as you can. You want to extend it out from your hips. Use a blanket if needed to help give you that cushion. Again, checking the alignment is important. Shoulders over the wrist. My inner foot now is near my growing area. The back leg is straight. I'm leading with my chest as I'm looking up. Lift your eyebrows up. Arm up. Exhale, bring that arm down. Now with the crown of the head, I want you to lift up to the sky and back. Come down. Look toward that extended back leg. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Over and down. The other arm down. So on the forearms, bringing the knees in. Get a blanket. Let's reposition ourselves. So we're down on all fours. The elbows are on the floor. The wrists are in front of the elbows. Engaging the lower belly. Bring one knee up, the other knee up toward the elbow. There you go. And now you want to straighten your spine out, so bring it down to what is even with the tailbone. From the spine that is at the back of the head, the cervical spine, all the way to the tailbone, even that out. Pressing into the knees a little bit with the energetic press. Bring the body now up, where the shoulders are over the wrist. The knees are behind the wrist. We're letting the tailbone go up. As the tailbone goes up, engage your middle of your belly and bring the crown of the head back. It's like the crown and the tail are attempting to meet. Now we're going to press back. Open the knees out, press back. Open the knees out, press back. The knees are out, the elbows are coming down, the head is still pressed back. And then the head comes straight up. The crown of the head is facing toward the sky. This is our frog pose. Again, support. You get your block. You place it here where the space is. Place your chin on it. This setting or this setting. Start to align the feet behind the knees. Press up and then press back. Engage the lower belly. Push up a little bit. Bring in one knee, bring in the other knee. So the knees are meeting now and the feet are splayed out a little bit with the toes tucked. We're going to go back up into downward facing dog. Here you can use your block if you need it. To bring ourselves forward before we go to downward facing dog. So I'm bringing the floor up to me and I'm placing my shoulders over the wrist. And then I'm bending the elbows. We're going to bend the elbows as we come down. It's like the chest now is going toward this block. Yeah. Head down. Scoop forward on the knees. Press back. And then to child's pose, the head goes to the block or to the floor. Release the wrist. The palms are faced up. Massage you. Engage in the belly. Really making a connection now with the earth, right? Grounded. We're grounding ourselves to earth. The crown of our head feels like it's on the floor, the earth. Our knees are on the floor. It could be a little difficult to breathe here. But if you can maintain this posture, exhale out of the mouth. Even use the block underneath your forehead if you need to bring the floor up a little bit more. Engage the belly. Engage the belly. Yeah, and breathe. Let the shoulders relax. Bring the hands up near the ears. Keeping the chin tucked. Now start to come up. Start to come up. The lower belly engages, yep. The diaphragm spinal area engages, and you're back to sitting. So it's like we're sitting on our heel, but not really with a lot of pressure. Blanket underneath my foot because I needed that support. Right? The bony area is not pressing so much into the floor. Also, a block can go here as well. But I can aim toward the block. And therefore, you still feel this stretch. You still feel this stretch. Make sure that block is comfortable. It's not sitting on your heel, but it's wedged down in there. And you feel the connection with the bottom of the knees, the shin area on the floor. That is your connection. That's your energy there that we're going to use. Because that interacts with the hip area, the pelvic area where the root chakra is. Come up on fours slightly. Walking the hands out. Engaging that glute. Engaging the pelvic area. Kind of shift the pelvic forward, if you will. The head goes down and look toward the pelvic. Or that lower spine. That little tail that's hanging on the spine, right? Imagine that you're shifting it forward as you walk your hands. Shifting it forward and it's going down to the floor. Engaging your lower belly. Whoa, look what we got to. Woo! Like an upward facing dog in a sense. But I want to say it's a cobra. It's a cobra. Let's bring our hands back a little bit. Make sure they're underneath our shoulders. We're into our cobra. This is our main pose. This is the main pose we were working towards. So we've reached that. I want you to further engage the glutes here. Engage the lower belly where that lower spine is. Straighten the shoulders if they're across from each other. The fingertips are splayed open. The back of the neck is long. And you're breathing. Breathing through the belly, allowing the belly to breathe. So we're ready to come out. Engage the hips. Press the energy from the knees into the floor. Not a fake press, but noticing that is your strength. And that's where you are. That's where we are in time and space. Engaging that energy in the knees. Start to bring the head down. Oh, we're getting a good stretch right here, like a puppy. Puppy stretch. Again, engaging the knees. We're going to come up off the knees, so start to come forward. I want you to stretch one leg back. The other leg back. Went into a wide doggy, downward facing dog. Almost to a plank. So guess what? Let's shift the body forward, engaging, walking the feet forward if you have to. Engaging the lower belly. Move the body forward. You are into a plank. Keep that lower body engaged. Start to press the heels back. Press back down against gravity. There you go. Let's walk the hands back. Engage your belly so that you can make that movement back. And then fold over. Hang here. Sort of like a rag doll. Just hang. And inhale and exhale. We'll go from all the movement to stillness right here. Further stretching the back, pressing into the floor, pressing into the heels. Start to press yourself up. Come to standing as slowly as we can. Stay in the grace of the pose. The arms are lifted and you're smiling. You're grounded through your heels. We're going to come again facing forward. Let's move our blanket over just a little. We have to work the other side, remember? So we're going to open our feet. Arms up. Let's press down into the heels here as we bring the hands down. Engaging the belly, tucking the tailbone. Yep. Now, move the right heel. You're going to pivot that foot out. The back heel, we're going to pivot it out a little bit. Engaging the hips here again. Shift your hip, back hip forward. So our knee bends now. The knee is stacked over the ankle. The body is in line, straight line, so the hips come forward. Arms extend out into warrior two. Palms are face down. The back arm here, which is our back arm, our right arm, is engaging toward the back spine. And the opposite arm lifts. It's getting a stretch in that upper spine. Those muscles around that upper spine is now going back. There you go. Working against gravity. Engaging the lower belly. Start to come forward. Bring that hand down. Ooh, now that hand is near the ankles. Use a block. Bring the floor up to you. Straighten the knee. Bend the knee. There we go. Looking straight ahead. Lift the eyebrow. Start to bring the body up. Knee straightened. Facing forward again. Prayer hands. And let's squat. Hands down. Tailbone goes back. Exhale. Hands now. On your next inhale, we're going to move where this hand is now framing the opposite side of the foot. The other one is framing it. The back knee drops. Readjusting where the ankles are over the knee. The ankles are underneath the knee. The hand that's on the floor is underneath the shoulders. The hips are engaged here. The back glute that's stretched out is engaged, right? The top of the foot now is pressing into the floor as you open out the opposite knee. There you go. Land that knee on a block if you must. Put a block underneath that knee if it doesn't want to go all the way to the floor. Engaging the lower belly. Walk that back leg over until that knee is like going toward the edge of the mat. And then lay the knee down. Now, we're going to inhale, lifting through the chest. And we're going to raise the arm up to exhale. There you go. There you go. Splay the fingers out. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Stretch out that hip. Or really engage that hip of that flexed hip of the bent knee. Press back. Press back into that hip. Now bring the hips down to the floor. Twist again. Inhale. Twist. Bringing that knee open a little bit more. That's a deep stretch there. Readjust the hands. The shoulder over the wrist to support it, right? Take the opposite hand. Hold the knee. As you twist in, you lay the hips down, the one hip on the floor. Take the other hand and guide that knee back. Look forward. The crown of the head now is looking forward toward my wall here. And I'm getting a stretch in the lower body. Engaging the back knee. Heart opens. Arm comes up. Your side body goes in. Your knee is like it's trying to touch your hip. And then you're placing it, stretching it back out and stretching the top hand. Knee and elbow meets. Guide that leg out. Let's come back here now into Sphinx pose. So you're going to lift up that lower hip and shift back. There you go. Keep your blankets handy. Keep your blocks handy. So we're into Sphinx pose here now. The shoulders again are over the wrist because we want to support our body. We want to stack our joints. The knees are underneath the hips. The pelvic is touching the floor. You're pressing into the tops of your feet slowly. And then you're releasing it. Now press into your hands, like where the palms of your hands are. The pads of your hand. Press back into those pads. Feel like you're pushing the mat away from you. And you're here. Breathe. Engage the glutes. Bring the crown of the head down. Crown of the head up. If you listen to your music, start to lower the belly down to the floor. Inhale. Bring the feet back like it's reaching the butt. Exhale. Open the knees out. Inhale. Pressing the pelvic into the floor. We're really grounding our root chakra. Pressing up through the pad of the hands. But as I was going to say, if you listen to your music, we should be at a place in the song where it says, I am. That's what we are. This is our moving meditation here. Pressing the pads of the floor, hands into the floor. Start to come down. Using the strength of the pelvic. Yeah. Bring the hands back. Inhale. Let's go up. Press up. Exhale. Bring the pelvic back down. Bring the belly down. Bring the chest down. Exhale. Loud exhale. Inhale. Pressing the thighs into the floor. Stretch out the legs. Engage the thighs. Lift the belly. There you go. Exhale. Press the top of the knees into the floor energetically. Not really pressing the knees, but using the energy. Place the toes, tuck the toes under. Walk the knees in line with the hips. The shoulders in line with the wrist, yeah? So went to flat back. Engage the belly. Let's inhale, stretch out one leg. The other leg went to downward facing dog. Exhale. Walk the hands out as you inhale. Come into plank as you exhale. Inhale, bring the knees down. The crown of the head up. Exhale. The crown of the head is up. On your next inhale, start to bring the crown toward the wall in front of you. And then use that wall to press yourself back into child's pose. Come toward that wall again, or whatever's in front of your head. Use the crown of your head to come toward. You're reaching toward it. Rolling on the tops of your feet. Bring the crown of the head up. Upward facing dog. Lots of back bends here. Pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Back. Lift up. Head down. Going toward the tailbone. If you're losing breath here, you're losing ground. Stop and take a pause until you find your breath again. Ready? Bring the tailbone, the pelvic. Straighten it out. Straighten the head out. It's in a straight line. You're back into plank pose. Now you're engaging your glutes and you bring your hips down toward the floor, but you're not quite touching them. Roll under the backs of the feet. Drop the knees, yeah. And then the hips go up. Exhale. Inhale, walk the feet. Notice that you're walking, yeah. And your hands come to meet the fronts of your toes. As you inhale, press the pads of the heels of the feet into the floor. Engage the elbows. Exhale. Back bend. Inhale. Press into the feet. Now the back is straight. Now we're going to fold over on the next inhale. And exhale as you reach your destination. Press into the feet. Inhale. Chair. Exhale. Inhale. Standing. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fold over. Reach your destination, wherever that may be, and then you exhale. Feel the grounding in the floor. Lift up your toes. Yeah. Come in chair. Keep your prayer hands here. Bounce up and down a little bit. We're stretching the lower back. Now let's fold over. We just stretched that lower back. We made space and then we stretched it. Yeah. Place the hands on the floor. One knee down. The other knee down. We're back into flat back. I want you to rock the hips. Rock the hips gently. Engage the hips, but rock them. but rock them. Yeah. There you go. Prayer hands. Slide the hands on the floor. Lift up the knees, hips toward the floor. We're back into cobra, and it wasn't hard. Rock the hips a little. Get those knees to walk together. There we go. Look forward. Engage the knees. Engage the lower belly. Elbows now. Come near your side. Your shoulders are coming up towards your ears. And you're pressing the crown of your head down. Crown of the head comes back up on the next inhale. Inhale, press up, press up, press up. And then went to cobra again. Now the crown of the head is toward the roof. Press back. The crown of the head now drops toward the mat. It looks toward the pelvic. Woo! Inhale, walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the feet out. Touch the edge of the mat with the sides of the feet. Inhale, we're going to come down. We're going to stay here and exhale. You see? The elbows are inside the knees here, right? Let's give ourselves a little relief. Lift up the toes. Walk the hand forward. Rock the hips. Woo! Now we're really opening up the lower back. Getting a nice stretch in the lower back. Rock from the hips. But engage the belly a little bit. Be careful because the hips are open. The palms, the head comes down to the floor. And again, if we need a block, we go there. On the next inhale, start to walk the hands out. Drop one knee. Here. Making more space for the spine. Using our block as support underneath the chest. Lay on the chest. Lay on the block rather. Your knees are against your elbows are against your knees. The back of your spine is long. You're engaging the lower belly. All of this helps to straighten the spine. And we have our knees open so that we make space for that lower spine, right? We're making space in the body. Engage the root area, engage the energy there. Start to come up. Engage the energy. Use the energy that you have to come up. Sitting back now on the heels. Kind of like your heels are underneath your butt cheek. Kind of like your glute area. Sitting up, extending from the lower back. And coming back to straight. Not putting weight on your heels, but you're sitting on your heels, if that makes sense. It's not a lot of weight on there because we're not using the butt cheek, we're using the area underneath. So we're feeling more pressure and stretching the ankles here, but a healthy pressure. Get blankets if you need it and put it under there. Put your blankets underneath and support underneath here. And support your ankles. Look forward. Place the knees in front of the hips. The lower belly is engaged. The spine is straight. The back of the spine behind the neck is straight, right? But it's not rigid, straight. We're lifting the eyebrows. Looking up to the heavens, lifting the eyebrows. Yep, we're stimulating the third eye of the chakra. That's the area of intuition, between the eyebrows. Lift the eyebrows up, stimulate that area. Use that area to look up to the heavens. The crown of the head now looks up to the heavens. We're going to bring that crown straight out. Engaging the belly. Bring the hands down, one hand down, the other hand down. Keep it gentle. Engaging the belly. Bring the body forward where you're over the shoulders now. We're back into a flat back again. We're going to come to sitting from here. We're going to help the body sit. We're not just going to sit. We're going to guide the body into sitting. So we want to bring our hands back near our knees for support. Place one knee down, place the other knee down. And we're here. Forward with the crossed leg. Place one leg out. Use a blanket, if you will, to support. The opposite, the foot goes in toward the growing area. Right there. So you have a straight line from the pelvic to the knee. From the ankle, the hip to the ankle. Fingertips toward that ankle. Let's just lean in. Engage in the lower belly. Stretching the top arm up. Pressing through the root of the body. Pressing down through the root. Into your mat, into your floor. Engaging that energy. Engage your lower belly. Lift up the top arm. Let the chest follow. The crown of the head now. Look straight out. Straighten the back of the spine. Behind the head. Bring the top arm down. Down, 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 down. One hand meets the other hand. Engage the lower belly and come down. Pelvic is straight on the floor now. Walk your hands back towards your hips. Come to straight. Again, the lower spine is in line with the top spine. Meaning that from your tailbone runs up your spine. All the way up to the cervical spine, which is in the back of your head. All of that is a nice straight line. And it's not rigid either. The crown of your head is facing up. Taking this elbow now, when you inhale, I want you to reach toward that knee. I want you to exhale looking up. Let the chest look up. Open the chest to the heavens. The front hand is now on your front heel. Your chest is up toward the heavens. The crown of the head comes toward that extended feet. And then we lift up again and the chest is open again toward the heavens to receive. So we're receiving love, a healthy heart chakra, a healthy root chakra. We're receiving groundedness and security. The elbow now, the extended elbow, comes in toward the bent foot, I guess if you will. Placing that hand now on the knees, which is going to further give you support now to lift up through the chest. Engage the lower belly. Extend the crown straight out toward the foot. Bring that hand now down toward the foot. Let's stay there for a moment. Let's breathe. Check in with your groundedness. Engage your lower belly. So here we're working with the sacral chakra as well. It's located kind of like above your navel area in the abdominal. And that area, when stimulated, it's the area of confidence, of knowing who you are and living out your purpose. Having the confidence to do so. We're stimulating that, we're making it healthy. So just imagine that there's a healthy glow of yellow light in this area. And we're taking that yellow light and we're opening it out and we're extending it up to the heavens. And then we're coming over with it, we're drawing it over to the other hand. Taking that light again, opening out that light in the lower belly, just opening it out. Bring it together. It's yours. Put it back. We let our yellow light shine. Let's bring in the extended leg. Let's do the other hip. Again, support underneath the knee. You can double that if you feel like you need so. Or just put it like this. The opposite foot now is near the growing area, inside thigh. This heel is extended out from the hip. And then on our inhale, we're going to reach toward, engage the lower belly and reach toward the ankles. Now that we're here, we're taking the crown of our head, we're reaching toward our toe. Engaging the lower belly so it can give us strength. Press the energy through the pelvic. Take that same energy that's located in the root chakra. Now let's take it, extend it straight out of the hands. There you go. As we reach up. Energy from the root chakra. It goes up the spine, goes up the spine as we look toward that foot, extended leg. Extend out, extend out, extend out. Engage the lower belly. Take the front hand now and place it on the outside of the shin of the opposite leg. And twist there. Engage the belly. We got a lot going on, right? Move into stillness. The back hand now comes toward the front. Place it on the inside of the ankle. Palms are faced up. Engage the lower belly. The crown of the head extends out. Straight out toward the foot. Breathe. Grounding, 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 grounding. Through the area behind the knees. As the arm lifts up. As the chest now looks up to the heavens. Welcome in the love, the nourishing love of the universe, of the oxygen that's supplied, the energy that it gives our bodies. And start to use that energy of the belly to now come up. Extend our arms out and put it back together. Prayer hands. Engage your lower belly. Engage your root chakra. The lower spine now is straight. You have this little hook on the edge of the spine. It is straight down to the ground. And then as you come up the lower back, that is straightened. Come all the way up behind the abdominal area, all the way up the back of the neck, and through the crown of the head. Open that hand out. The torso is straight but not rigid. The shoulder now is sitting over the hips. The body is straight. And we're breathing, engaging the elbow and reaching up. Breathe. Find your sweet spot here. Find your sweet spot. Meaning that you're here in this pose, but we got to find the spot that is quiet, peaceful for the mind. Find your drishti. Pay attention to the drishti. Open out the wrist, the hands. Breathe again, that sweet spot. Start to bring that elbow down. Keep the integrity of the pose. The hand places on the kneecap. Find your gaze. Remember not to blink as much. Engage your lower belly. Chin drops. The back of the neck is long. Feeling the energy in the pelvic area. Feeling the energy now in the middle of the back. The shoulders are open. The energy in the back of the neck goes up to the crown of the head as the eyebrows lift. The eyes are closed and the eyebrows are lifting. You're stimulating the third eye. Those eyebrows are lifted. The spine is straight. And you're looking forward again, finding your drishti. Try not to blink as much. You're finding stillness. Finding your stillness. Placing your hands together. Finding your stillness from the root up through your spine, up through the back of your head, cervical spine, Breathing in and enjoying the energy that is coming in the oxygen. It's so sweet. And it's so, yet so powerful. Enjoy the nutrients. Let it flourish and care for every cell in your body. Put your hands together. We'll come to the conclusion of our pose, of our session rather. So instead of ending in Shavasana, we ended here in a Sukhasana, which is a seated meditation pose. I hope you've enjoyed the session. Thank you for joining me on my mat. I wish you well. Subscribe, like the video. I look forward to seeing you again on your mat. I encourage you to continue to practice at home. Play this video time and time again until your body builds a pattern, builds a healthy pattern of moving and strengthening and increasing flexibility. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on your mat.